This is a generational robbery for the New York Yankees, as there has been a lot of discussion surrounding free agency and the Yankees shortstop position for the long-term future as well. And with Jose Caballero coming in and changing a lot, and Anthony Volpe now starting to get back on track, Yankee fans have wondered what the plan is for next season, and there's been a lot of conflicting opinions on what the team is going to do. Obviously, one of the long-term plans is George Lombard Jr., who is far from being ready, and because of that, there's been a lot of thought on what is next. What is the answer until Lombard Jr. gets there? What do the Yankees do? Do they trust that Jose Caballero can be that guy for them moving forwards? Do they revert back to Anthony Volpe, someone who's picked up his play over the last couple of weeks? Or do they go in a completely different direction? But now, according to a new report, the New York Yankees have now put themselves in position for a generational robbery, and we are going to go over just that. But guys, before we do that, if you're part of that 71% that's not subscribed to Yankees Digest, make sure to subscribe for daily New York Yankees updates. We have a lot of great videos coming out every single day that you don't want to miss out on. So make sure you're subscribed and have those post notifications turned on so you don't miss a single Yankees update. But with all that being said, let's jump into it because, again, there is a lot to go over in this situation, as Brian Cashman does have a tough situation to navigate here, as now where everything stands for the New York Yankees, what we're seeing is a situation that they're effectively almost certainly going to be a wild card team. And yeah, they have a chance to absolutely succeed in the wild card. They have two of the best pitchers in the American League in Max Fried and Carlos Rodon. Luis Gil has also looked very good, and the hitting has definitely been there for the Yankees. They have all the tools in the world to make a good run as a wild card team and make and win the World Series. However, there are holes on this team, and most teams have holes, but the Yankees one is glaring. It hasn't changed. It's been the shortstop position. I've talked time and time again about Anthony Volpe, the shortstop position in general, and what to expect from the Yankees going forwards. But now, in a huge update that we have, we see the Yankees have now put themselves in position to pull off a generational robbery. And jumping in to a report on none other than Bo Bichette, Toronto Blue Jays shortstop Bo Bichette could be wearing a different uniform next season, as reports suggest that the New York Yankees may emerge as one of his top free agent destinations. Bichette is set to hit the open market following the 2025 season after failed extension talks with the Toronto Blue Jays. On top of that, as Zach Presnell also mentioned, with Anthony Volpe struggling tremendously for most of the season, it wouldn't be surprising to see the Yankees take a huge shot for a star like Bichette. It would fill one of the team's biggest holes, though it would be expensive. Adding Bichette would also steal from a rival. It would be a win-win for the Yankees, and that's the big thing here. Not only would the Yankees be pulling off a deal where they land a shortstop, they get a true leadoff hitter, something they've been trying to figure out for a while. The main leadoff hitter the Yankees have used over the past most of the season at this point has been Trent Grisham. Grisham is a good player, don't get me wrong, but he's also not likely to come back to the Yankees. Between the fact that Spencer Jones looks ready to play in the majors, Aaron Judge still being around, Giancarlo Stanton being around, the Yankees wanted to keep Cody Bellinger, and also still having Jason Dominguez, it just feels super unlikely and is super unlikely that Trent Grisham would stick around with the team and that the Yankees would focus that money elsewhere. So then you look at a guy like Bo Bichette, where the Yankees would be able to go out there and get the best shortstop on the open market. And there is not a lot of shortstops on the open market, which is important to note here as well, because that is what's going to play a huge part in this going forwards. I mean, when we look at all the open market shortstops, we see 14 free agents. Now, one of them is a prospective free agent, and that's Trevor Story, who has an opt-out, which he's not going to opt out of. Story has had a good season, don't get me wrong, but based off the injury history, he does probably have his best chance of making the most money next season by staying on that deal and proving he can still be healthy and deserves another deal, whether that's with Boston or another team. Meanwhile, Ha-Seong Kim is a question, but Bo Bichette is going to become a free agent. Now, there's also going to be guys like Luis Rengifo, IKF's going to be back as a free agent, Willie Castro is going to be around. There's other names, but Bo Bichette is far away the guy who we're really paying attention to in this situation, and as he should be. He is a very talented player. He belongs in all these conversations. The man is a .311 batting average with an .840 OPS. He's absolutely phenomenal, and he's going to want a long-term payday. The Yankees have the ability to give Bichette that payday, putting him in perfect spot to be their leadoff hitter, and then having, if you keep Bellinger, Cody Bellinger probably at that 2 spot, with Aaron Judge at the 3-hole right behind him. That is a nasty, nasty lineup because you get 2 incredible base runners for Aaron Judge to work with, And on top of that, what they also get in this situation just is multiple talented players, and again, that true leadoff hitter that they have been looking for. Now, Bichette's had an interesting career because he's had up and down years that have mainly been just decided by if he's healthy or not. He did play very, very well in 2021 when he broke out onto the scenes as one of the best players on the Blue Jays. He led the league in hits with 191 hits, and then the following year, despite not making the All-Star game, he still did that again in the same amount of games, 159. Now, that 2021 year where he made his first All-Star game, he was super effective. He had a great batting average of 298 and an OPS of 828, so we saw him play really well. And the next year, those numbers got a tiny bit worse. Again, he still had the most hits in the American League for a reason. On top of that, you go back and you see that he's got the most hits and most doubles this season as well, an 840 OPS, and also does have a 311 batting average, which is tied for the highest of his career, and that is in his rookie season where he only appeared in 46 games. We've seen Bichette be a great player and absolutely a great fit for a team like the Yankees that could use more base running and another contact hitter as well. So when you consider all that, when you consider the fact that Anthony Volpe has struggled mightily on the season with a 211 batting average and a 670 OPS, it makes sense that you would want to move in a different direction because clearly Volpe is not the guy for the long-term future. We know that now. We know it's not going to be Anthony Volpe for the long haul, and because of that, the Yankees do have to figure out a way to sort of navigate the situation of life after Volpe, which obviously is happening a lot sooner than any of us expected. With that being said, the Yankees will have to figure out what's next for the team, and that could definitely be a few different options. I mean, they do have options, but when we see what Volpe's struggled with, we know he's not one of them. His hitting performance with the stat among worst qualified hitters, he's in the bottom tier. He has the most errors of anyone in the American League with 19, or any shortstop in the American League. On top of that, what we also see is the fact that his defense has had a significant decline as well. We've seen all that, and when we look at the new real starting shortstop, or should be starting shortstop, everyday shortstop for the Yankees, Jose Caballero, he's got a 274 batting average with 20 hits, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, 14 runs scored, and had an 852 OPS. So clearly Caballero is who should be the Yankees starting shortstop for right now. But the Yankees do have to decide if they want him for that long-term future. Because if the answer is no, then they are going to have to look in a completely different direction because it's not going to be Volpe. And then Brian Cashman has to decide if he's going to be comfortable going into next season with Caballero as the team's real shortstop. And obviously that is somewhat going to get affected by what happens in the coming days and in the playoffs. Because once the playoffs really start to roll around, we're going to see how Caballero performs in there. A lot of people are expecting Caballero to get the start in that postseason, and as long as that happens, we will have a better answer on what is going to come next as well. On top of that, and how much interest the Yankees will have in Bo Bichette on top of everything else. But I would love Bichette. It makes a ton of sense to me to go out there and get him. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. Go Yankees.